They are two all-conference players. If this were the championship game in Kansas City, I believe they both would play, but they still have enough firepower.
Houston wins the tip. The Cougars in white. And a blackout here for the Red Raiders as they wear that black. Roberts finds Tugler, who flips it up and flips it in. And Houston on the board first. Here's a look at the Tech starting lineup. It'll go Hawkins, Anderson, Walton, Toppin, and Federico.
Well, you want to watch Toppin, but keep your eye on number 4, the freshman Anderson, who is starting to come into his own. He'll be a star someday.
This is Anderson with the basketball. Shot clock is under 10. Got to get something at the basket here. Anderson fires it up. And a rebound pulled down by Tugler. Here's Uzan the other way. Houston up early 2-zip. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Button for this battle in the Big 12. It is going to be a lively and loud crowd here in this one. Tugler again, and again he's able to hit, and a good start for JoJo Tugler.
Well, JoJo only averages a little under 6 points a game, but they found him early on a set play, and then he found himself open in the high paint on that last one.
Toppin misses everything with that jumper, and Emmanuel Sharp leads Houston into the front court.
And JT's going to have to get his work done inside tonight.
And the Cougars turn it over. It's one of the things they normally do not do. Toppin in and out. Rebound Anderson. And he puts it home. The offensive board. And the little guy snuck in and put it home. He's just 6'1".
He's a precocious young player. He'll be a star at Texas Tech someday soon. Poised for his age.
Uzan with Hawkins on him. And now Roberts, who's really one of the focal points of their team. He is, Franny, as you call him, their culture warrior.
Yep.
Roberts inside, left-handed, good in his 6th year. Think about it. Kelvin Sampson is in his 11th season at Houston. Juwan Roberts has been there for 6 of them.
He's had enough. Yeah. He's ready to get out.
Anderson to jumper, 2 more for him.
Oh yeah.
And it's 6-4.
We can't wait to tell this story.
United Supermarkets Arena here in Lubbock. The Red Raiders earlier this year handed Houston their lone loss in the league. Uzan. Roberts tipped out of bounds, and it's off Juwan Roberts. It's Texas Tech basketball. And there is Kelvin Sampson, his 11th year at the helm at Houston. 204 wins in the last 7 years, most in D1.
Yeah, he will be a Hall of Fame coach someday. Remember, 5 years in the NBA. Figure out 25 wins a year. He'd be close to 900 by now.
He's already bending Doug Shaw's ear. Toppin up and under, and gets that to fall.
They got to play perfectly, near perfectly, without their 2 starters, but they have enough.
No Chance McMillan, no Darian Williams. Both guys nursing ankle injuries. Tugler might have traveled. This is LJ Cryer, who fires and hits. That's a 3 for the Baylor transfer, the kid from Katy, Texas.
Oh, he's been red hot, John. Last 8 games, 18 a game. Career 41% shooter. Think about that.
Elijah Hawkins swings it over. Chris Anderson back to Hawkins. Hawkins being harassed by Cryer. Here's Toppin bullying his way inside, and he gets fouled. JT Toppin will go to the line when we come back. Houston with a 3-point advantage. That last foul on Juwan Roberts, and that 3-point advantage provided by LJ Cryer, who knocked down the 3. He can really shoot it.
Really needed him against a game Oklahoma State team.
Excuse me, 28.
Iowa State game.
He had 28
he was
against the
brilliant.
Cyclones. Yeah.
He has become their closer, which is a good sign for this team as they head to March.
Toppin knocks down the first. JT Toppin, the transfer from New Mexico. We mentioned he was ejected less than 4 minutes into that overtime win at Houston on February 1st. Did not score. I asked Grant McCasland, did you know that he was going to have this level of impact? He's their leading scorer. He's averaging 9 rebounds a game. He said, yes, I did.
Yes, he did. Yep. And that was a kick in the pants when they lost him in that game, of course. But great win on the road.
Sharp collects from Uzan, step back, and that one rolls off. Toppin the rebound. Here comes Hawkins. Red Raiders looking to take the lead. Anderson as Roberts pops out. Houston, one of the elite defensive teams in all of college basketball. Overton can't hit. Fight for the loose ball. Anderson comes away with it. And Federico pulls down the board. Hawkins, he'll fire and hit. Oh, from deep, the little fella. Tech by 2. Uzan at the basket, had it knocked away, and it's out of bounds. And Greg Nixon says Houston ball 9 on the shot clock.
We've been in a lot of buildings this year. It's hard to think of one that's louder. And if anybody needs an emotional lift tonight, it's the Red Raiders shorthanded.
Uzan to inbound. Milos Uzan seeing big time improvement for the Oklahoma transfer. Roberts collects, goes right hand. Rebound ripped away by Toppin.
He's kind of angling for one of those crazy nights. He had 41 and 15 a couple weeks ago.
Flips that one up. Sharp swoops in for the board. And we get a foul on Texas Tech. I think they got Toppin.
Yeah, they did. And JT had to be a little patient right there because they cannot afford for him to get a foul. Take a look. It's a good effort, but leave him alone down there. We need you on the court if we're the Red Raiders tonight.
So Toppin will sit. Kerwin Walton will check in. Houston hasn't scored in over 2 minutes. Cryer. Houston, an outstanding offensive rebounding team. They're also a really good three-point shooting team. You think defense, but they've improved offensively, and there is Uzan, who's starting to come into his own offensively.
He really is. He's got so much confidence now. He had to grow into the job, and it wasn't easy with the coach on his butt the whole early part of the season.
Walton fires. Kerwin Walton, the North Carolina transfer. Uzan, that's a 3. And Houston has the lead. Timeout, Texas Tech. Grant McCasland is hot, and he barked right at Kerwin Walton for not getting out on Uzan.
Let's watch the youngster from Las Vegas, an Oklahoma transfer. It really took him about 2.5, 3 months to come into his own. The confidence level, John, as you said, is so high.
Milos Uzan, 3rd in D1 in assists to turnover ratio. Houston by 3 as we close in on 13 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. Walton gets a piece of the paint and then kicks out. Hawkins, that's from deep, and that'll be 3 free throws. The foul is on Terrence Arsenault.
Elijah Hawkins is an outstanding distributor. He started his career at Howard University, last year at Minnesota, 2nd in the country in assists. And right there, TA Not a good, smart play by the sophomore from Beaumont.
So Hawkins at the line. 90% this year from the free throw stripe. And he gets the first.
He's basically, John, a 4-year starter everywhere he's been. Howard, Minnesota, now here. And he played in the NCAA tournament for Howard.
Gets the second. Hawkins in the win against West Virginia on Saturday. 10.7 rebounds, 5 assists. He turned it over just once in 34 minutes. Does a great job taking care of the ball, and he's the guy that kind of fuels their offense. Ball is in his hands a ton. And he knocks down all 3. Tied up 14 apiece. Javier Francis in the game for Houston. And there's Francis setting the screen. Uzan hesitates, spinning, lost the ball. Roberts trying to find Arsenault on the baseline. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Houston. 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, very scrappy half-court defense so far by Texas Tech. At this point in the game, they're playing very inspired, being shorthanded.
Roberts gets it. And Roberts is fouled, and he'll go to the line. And he comes up hobbling just a bit. They get the foul on Kevin Overton.
Jawan more comfortable driving left right there. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see a lot on that. Kip Kissinger had a great view from the other side.
Dave O'Brien, thank you very much. Welcome to Lubbock, everybody, as Joanna Roberts knocks down a pair of free throws. And Houston, the number 4 team of the country, has a 2-point advantage on number 10, Texas Tech. And no Chance McMillan and no Darian Williams. 2 outstanding scores, and both sitting with ankle injuries. So Texas Tech is undermanned as Overton is fouled. And he will go to the line. Kevin Overton will shoot 2.
Overton, the Drake transfer, only a sophomore, a physical player. He gives you the physicality that Williams usually gives you, but he's got a more prominent role tonight. Young man from Oklahoma City.
So Overton here and gets the first. The first time these two teams met, February 1st. And Texas Tech won in overtime without their head coach after about 4 minutes and their best player, JT Toppin. Brand, I think you could argue that that win for Texas Tech at Houston is as impressive as any win any team's had anywhere.
Well, they broke a 33-game home streak at Fertitta Center, and we know how hard that place is to play.
Cryer fires. And a rebound pulled down by Chris Anderson. Texas Tech looking to take the lead. Toppin has it as he goes to work on Arsenault. Kicks opposite. Walton from the corner.
Oh, that's big time basketball right there.
It is absolutely rocking here tonight at United Supermarkets Arena. Houston and Texas Tech for this battle in the Big 12. Turnover. Red Raiders the other way. Hawkins picks up the dribble, now needs some help. And Anderson has it. Texas Tech by 3. Anderson putting it on the floor. Gets bumped by Francis. Anderson. Walton tips it out. Anderson again.
Oh, good looks. Got to keep shooting those. They want to shoot 25 or more threes tonight, Texas Tech. They don't think they can beat the Cougars with twos.
Great defense, great hands, and eventually Francis gets hit in the face. It's a foul on Texas Tech. And a foul on Chris Anderson.
John, when you play Houston, they're going to double you in the post. So you better have the antidote. Watch this quick ball movement from JT Toppin. Here comes the double. Swing, swing. Open look. That's money tonight, because they're playing a Houston team that's playing great basketball, winning 19 of their last 20. Two great teams.
Uzan going to work on Hawkins. Malik Wilson, a former Red Raider, off the mark. That one tipped out. Uzan from the free throw line, a little bit short. Offensive rebound. So the point guard doing the job. One of the things Houston does so well is grab those offensive rebounds, and there's Uzan making the most of his team's second chance. They are the top offensive rebounding team in the league.
Oh, and they're one of the best in the country, and year after year they're as good as anybody on the glass.
Let's send it over to Chris Button.
It was the offensive rebounding that Tech was doing that made Grant McCaslin happy during that last time out. They were currently at the under 12, leading 4-1. He says that has been the difference. Has spent a lot of time trying to get Chris Anderson to really play better defense. It's been a struggle for him on Milos Uzan. But he also said, I want you to listen to this crowd. This is the difference here tonight.
Walton not able to hit. Houston the other way.
Boy, it's becoming Uzan's team, John. Can you feel it?
Yeah. Sharp step back jumper. Got it. Well, offensive rebounding, a hallmark for Kelvin Sampson's team. He stopped practice today and said to his team, raise your hand if you're an elite offensive rebounder. And I think everybody raised their hand.
At least seven.
Yeah.
At least 7 guys did, and they're not lying either.
Anderson gives off Hawkins. Houston by a point. Texas Tech hasn't scored in almost 2.5 minutes. And Greg Nixon says foul on Houston. All right, so on the break, or on the commercial break, you know, they're having fun. We're putting. And, you know, putting on a basketball court, it's not so easy. It goes past Bobby. But hang on, fluorescent golf ball, and it's in. The place goes bananas, and what do? You go and celebrate with Patrick Mahomes.
I'm sure the Chiefs were a little nervous when Patrick left his feet right there, but he is having a great time. He tries to get back here a couple times a year.
He usually sits by us.
I know it, and we can't see when he stands up the whole game.
That's right.
He's got a great seat tonight right by Grant McCaslin. Watch that double team. Got to move it quickly. Can't do that.
Great hands, Uzan. Uzan at the basket. Off the glass and in. And one. Milos Uzan.
This is a completely different basketball player since January 1st. Take a look. Now it's the defensive end, John. There's a guy in the NBA he reminds me of, Andrew Nembhard from the Pacers. Big point guard. Good, not great athlete. Very cerebral. And when they lost to Auburn in a great game, second game of the year, he was in foul trouble, and he just wasn't the same player he is right now.
Uzan knocks it down, 3-point play. And he's off to a fast start. It's a 7-0 Houston run, and they lead it by 4.
What I love about this Houston team is that there's been 4 different players this year as I watch him every game and said he's the best player. Roberts, Sharp before he got hurt, Cryer, and now Uzan. And I can't tell you which of those guys is going to be all conference because they're all worthy of it.
Only 4 losses for the Cougars: Auburn, Alabama, San Diego State, and Texas Tech.
Great defense by Roberts, man. He just disrupted the drive.
How about Toppin, unfazed as the double team came. And flips it up and in, and they're within 2.
Yep, he's quick enough to beat the double before it gets there, which is what he did right there.
Under 8.5 to go here, first half. Texas Tech and Houston, United Supermarkets Arena here in Lubbock. And it's an offensive foul.
Let's watch the left arm of Uzan as he tries to discard Hawkins. Right there, easy. Watch Toppin right now. That double doesn't come quick enough. There he goes. Boy, we've been here for 24 hours. How about the preparation we saw today from both teams? Locked in completely. Great IQ basketball so far.
Yeah, those weren't shoot-arounds. Those were practices.
They were practices, yep.
Toppin gets it inside. Up and under, wouldn't fall. Tipped around, Uzan rebound.
Every possession's contested on both ends.
Houston, according to Ken Palm, the number 3 defensive team in the country. LJ Cryer here.
They want LJ to go right because he's really good at stepping back left.
Roberts inside. Shot is short. Toppin pulls it down.
Federico with great defense.
Hawkins. And out of bounds. Are under 8, timeout. And a
week. Kelvin said to Bruce, you guys are great. I don't know how much better you're going to be because you're in March form. Auburn's gotten better, but Houston's gotten better too.
Uzan. Cryer with Anderson draped all over him. Cryer, step back 3. And Anderson retrieves the miss.
I think Anderson's got to stay aggressive offensively. He's going to need to score a little more tonight.
Kick out here as they slow it down. 10 on the shot clock. Houston by a couple. Hawkins step back. That's a 2. Every possession, every dribble, every pass being contested. Uzan at the basket and one. Milos Uzan to the line.
Well, what you love about Uzan, he was getting pestered. I mean, that was almost a misdemeanor for harassment out there, but he kept his composure. Watch. Now he sees the cap. I didn't watch this now. Well, there's a little push from that.
Hawkins.
Foul should be on Hawkins. Yes, good call. Thought they gave it to Federico.
He's already got a dozen here tonight. Milos Uzan, the transfer from Oklahoma, and he can't complete the 3-point play. First free throw miss for either side. Under 6 to go first half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden here in Lubbock, Texas.
You don't want to ball screen too much because they take it out of your hands with that trap. Now, they had .3 up there. Did someone touch it? And it hit the rim because they've just reset the shot clock.
Grant McCaslin in his second year as the Texas Tech head coach. Came from North Texas. They went to the tournament last year.
Nice.
Lost in the first round. Fetty 2 times with the stuff.
Freddie 2. Is he Italian? 2 times?
His Instagram handle is Fetty 2 times. Federico.
Fetty.
The kid.
He keeps playing like that, there'll be some confetti out here tonight.
Born in Egypt. He's from Finland. Roberts couldn't hit. Collision on the baseline, out of bounds. Texas Tech basketball. Here is Fetty two times.
Fetty 2 times. Watch the catch here. It's a double team, and he seals the guard. Guard misses it, and he finishes it.
Toppin puts it on the floor, a little bit strong. Federico rebounds it, and Hawkins.
I'll tell you what, John, this is some effort by Texas Tech shorthanded.
No Chance McMillan, no Darian Williams, both out with ankle injuries. Shot clock winding down. Anderson, does he see it? And it's too late. Shot clock violation.
Well, that's the freshman. He's got to have that clock in his head. He knows it. He doesn't change expression. This guy will change expression. LJ's been quiet tonight.
LJ Cryer with 3 points. He knocked down that 1 3-pointer. That's been it.
Hawkins is really doing a nice job.
Tugler gives off to Sharp, who could shoot it. Toppin though on him. Roberts kick out. Hughes and a 3. Cryer the rebound. Sharp. Got it. Emmanuel Sharp. As good a shooter as you'll find in this conference.
Oh, there's that offensive rebounding, and the best time to get it. The defense is scrambled. We call those dagger threes, and it was such a dagger it quieted this place.
Toppin almost traveled there. Overton, and he turned it over. Eventually Tugler had it. Now Cryer up ahead, and Sharp. Sharp, another 3. Gets it. And Overton and Sharp got tangled up. And we talked about Houston. They are the 4th best 3-point shooting team in the country at 40%.
Well, this guy's been battling injuries because he's usually automatic. And take a look right here. Handoff. Lets it go. Pure. Duke, Houston, Florida. Obviously Auburn and Alabama not far behind them. But they are elite on both ends.
They did change that Hawkins 2 to a 3, so it's a 5-point game. Texas Tech with the ball. Hawkins probing, gets a piece of the paint. Little guy inside, couldn't hit. Toppin rebounds, kicks out Overton. Hawkins will fire.
Good looks.
Roberts collects. Here's Malik Wilson. Lob up ahead. Good hands by Federico. And they had him stepping on the baseline as he contacted the ball. So Houston basketball.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. Malik Wilson averaged 2.5 points here at Texas Tech 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, I asked him, do you still have your Texas Tech gear? He said, yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Here's Wilson. Inside jumper, and that in and out.
Boy, JT is a rebounding machine. Toppin.
He's got 5 rebounds in this one.
He goes and gets those ones over the rim. I think Anderson's got to play a little ISO ball at times tonight. See, these screens bring 2 defenders to the ball, and I'm not liking that, but guy like that.
Well done. The big guys work together.
And give Anderson credit. He got that ball out of the double team, which gave the Red Raiders the advantage at the basket.
Patrick Mahomes firing the crowd up. 3-point game, under 2 to go. Sharp hangs, can't hit. Tipped out, Hawkins has it. Hawkins spinning. And it's a foul on Texas Tech. Elijah Hawkins picks up his 2nd.
Watch the double team here, and he gets right. You need 3 outlets versus a trap like that. And they had the 3. When you get it to the middle, then you look to the long, which is the guy at the rim. Watch this. Nice job by Fede right here.
Federico. Fetty 2 times if you're on the gram, as the kids say. Cryer gets it to Roberts.
I'll tell you, Federico's really bothered Roberts tonight with that length.
Houston, a team with a lot of length, being bothered by Tech's length here tonight. Roberts, that shot was contested and short. Red Raiders the other way. Walton, catch and shoot. Oh, that was halfway down.
Yes, it was. This place would have exploded.
Wilson gets bumped on the floor. And it'll be 1-1. Foul number 7. Team foul number 7 on Tech. Kerwin Walton picks up his second. Doug Schaus and Grant McCaslin having a chat.
And Malik Wilson, we told you he played here for a year. He's really made himself into a useful role player.
Our Super Tuesday college basketball matchup starts with Cooper Flag, number 2 Duke in Miami at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Baylor, Cincinnati on ESPN 2. Then at 9, number 6 Alabama hosting number 24 Mississippi State on ESPN 2. Yeah, that remarkable comeback at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence. Malik Wilson had a lot to do with that one. Yeah,
he'll remember that game his whole life, really.
Game Houston was down in the late stages. That one,
I'll tell you what that was.
Too deep.
Yeah, but that was a 2-for-1 shot. Yep. Could have got a little closer.
Wilson not able to hit. Javier Francis, and he traveled.
Now it's not quite a 2-for-1 because there's still a 5-second differential, but I don't mind the strategy of going 2-for-1 there. That was a little too deep for the freshman.
So it's Houston by 5 and about a 5-second differential, game clock to shot clock. Christian Anderson here. And now Anderson going to work. Wilson pops out. Cryer on Walton. Anderson at the basket, hangs, and he'll go to the line. So the freshman will shoot 2.
Yep, this young man from Atlanta, he's actually a dual citizen of the United States and Germany. His dad was a very good player, a professional player. Here he is this past summer. This young man was 120 pounds going into 9th grade. Believe it or not, and good for him, Juwan Howard at Michigan offered him a scholarship. He committed at about 5'9", 140 as a sophomore. Now he's right at 6'1" right now, John. He's still growing.
And he's working on his German.
Yeah, and he doesn't speak German, but Dad is German. Dad played at Virginia Union, played overseas forever, and he's now, you'll watch, he'll be on the Olympic team someday. Dirk Nowitzki and Schroeder, they all know this kid.
Knocks down both. 3-point game. Timeout, Houston. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Back to Lubbock after this. 6.6 seconds. Cryer inbounds Uzan. Uzan at the basket, up and under. And Uzan just missed what would have been a spectacular end-to-end run for Markets Arena. An undermanned Texas Tech team trying to knock off Houston for the second time this year. Red Raiders with the ball. Kerwin Walton gives off to Hawkins. 3-point Houston advantage as we start the second 20 minutes. Hawkins to the corner, and Walton. And we're tied.
You see that a lot. They go one way, but they're screening the deep corner, and it was a design play coming out of the locker room. That's excellent.
Houston to end the first half had a field goal drought of almost 3.5 minutes. So we'll see if that continues here. Tugler flips it up and says that'll end the drought.
And he's at his average. He had those first 2 baskets of the game. He went quiet. But JoJo really more of a defender and a shot blocker.
Walton looking for some help. Basketball knocked away. And eventually it ends up with L.J. Cryer. Cryer, who had a quiet first half. Only 3 points. Roberts going to work inside and he gets fouled. I think they got Toppin on that.
Let's go back to that first play. Watch the ball come left, but in the right corner there's a screen. Really good execution. They set up a great shooter in Kerwin Walton out of the timeout, out of the locker room. Really well done.
Walton, outstanding shooter, the North Carolina transfer. That last foul, by the way, was on Federico. His first. And Jawan Roberts at the line. Roberts 61% from the stripe.
This guy.
And a reminder, Thursday on ESPN, our primetime women's basketball doubleheader. And it features number 8 North Carolina, number 16 Duke. That's at 7 Eastern. And then 6th ranked South Carolina in Oxford to take on Ole Miss. That's coming up. Women's hoops on Thursday.
How about Roberts? Johnny, he's going for his 140th win. The winningest player in their history. Steal.
Uzan with the good hands. Cryer can't hit. Cryer pops out on Hawkins. Good look inside. Betty 2 times again.
That's what we call a ghost screen. Federico came up to screen, but he never said it. He released early and disappeared. Hence the ghost screen.
Federico, the Pitt transfer into the starting lineup in this one. Houston by a couple. Roberts inside. And he gets fouled. And they get Federico for his second.
You see how Federico disappears and Uzan doesn't get back to him inside, and the big fella gets an easy basket. I'm no genius, but I think Kelvin Sampson's going to the 6th-year senior.
And Roberts knocks it down. Well, he's a guy that makes good decisions, passes pretty well.
Yes, he does. And in Big 12 play, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, to your point.
Got them both. 39-35. Just under 18 to go here, second half. Kelvin Sampson, his team with a win, will clinch a share of the Big 12 title for the 2nd straight year.
Look how good their help is.
Toppin moving the ball quickly. Anderson back to Toppin, puts it on the floor, and Toppin +1.
When you move the ball against Houston, you put them in rotation, and now they got to bring the help. And when you have an athlete like Toppin, even he's difficult to stop. You see the defense is scrambled, and there's nobody to rotate over because the ball moved quicker than the white jerseys. Really good execution.
Toppin, their leading scorer, misses the free throw. Walton the rebound. Good look inside, and the block by Tugler.
That is a 7'6" wingspan, folks, you just saw. It looked like a basket.
JoJo Tugler, the block on JT Toppin. Tugler. Roberts the rebound. Kick out. Uzan. Got it.
That's murder. That's why it's a dagger. Right in the heart.
15 from Milos Uzan. Toppin inside and one.
I know one thing, JT Toppin, not deterred. Was sent home packing on that block shot a minute ago, and he goes right back at Tugler. That's what you do with shot blockers. You go at them. And this kid's got a knack for scoring with that left hand.
JT Toppin, Dallas kid, can't hit the free throw. Texas Tech without both Darian Williams and Chance McMillan, two of their better shooters and top scorers, both nursing ankle injuries. Cryer probing. Roberts and the stuff from Tugler plus the foul. Big fella to big fella passing.
That 7'6" wingspan comes in handy on occasion. On both ends, take a look. Little Gretzky right there. We call that a Gretzky when Cryer goes behind the net. And then great post-to-post passing right there. And that kid is 6'8", but he's a +10 wingspan, which makes him a unique basketball player. Only a sophomore. We're watching him grow up, John.
That rolls out, and they get the foul on Roberts, and Kelvin Sampson covering his eyes.
Kelvin is never happy until they win.
So 3 fouls now on Roberts. Hawkins from way downtown. Overton the rebound, up and under, and they get Tugler on the foul. Tugler picks up his second. How about the other end for JoJo?
Yeah, very unselfish. Roberts, we talked about the assist, and JoJo throwing it down.
Their joints. I asked Kelvin about it, and he was like, I didn't know about this thing until the guys get off of it, and they're like, that thing's terrible. And he's like, okay, I like this machine.
They don't miss a trick here, John. I haven't seen a team with the culture and the way they practice in a long time like this. I asked Kelvin last year, what happens when you have a bad practice? He looked at me and said, we don't have bad practices.
3-point game here in Lubbock. John Chomby, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. Top 10 matchup. Number 4 Houston, number 10 Texas Tech. LJ Cryer here. Cryer puts it on the floor. Good hands by Overton, knocking it out of bounds as Arsenal was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Chris was talking about the defense of Anderson and how much Grant McCaslin wanted him to improve, and he's really doing a good job tonight on Cryer.
Start of 2018, Houston with more wins than any program, more than Gonzaga, more than Duke, more than Kansas.
If you're watching this game at home, you have to be amazed at the effort level on both ends of the floor by both defenses. It feels like there's 6 defenders at a time out there, both sides.
Toppin kicks Anderson. Toppin the rebound. In and out.
Oh boy, that was in and out, and a missed opportunity for Texas Tech. Great job by Toppin.
Toppin with a dozen.
That's a push off. That has to be called.
Uzan with the shove, did not get called. Cryer has it. Cryer seemed to lose his footing there briefly. Sharp, shot clock winding down. Sharp, step back hoists. And Hawkins pulls it down. 44-41 as we get it rolling here in the second half.
protect the win, they've got to make 5 threes from now till the end of the game. That they've got to. They can't win a game when it's just 2s and 2s.
Walton, ball fake, jumper. And a foul on Houston. They got L.J. Cryer with his first.
And I thought that was a 2-shot foul because now Kip Kissinger's going to say the foul happened before he tipped it. A tip is a try for goal. Grant disagreed. Kip Kissinger said, nope, I got it before. Watch right here. He backs out. Close.
Overton launches.
And they just need some of these to go.
Anderson jumper. That wouldn't fall. Tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Tech.
You will not beat Houston tonight if you can't make some of those threes. This is the strategy.
You talk about 2 intense coaches. We should, I mean, this game should just have each of them in a 2-box in the corner.
Even shorthanded, man, the Red Raiders have shown a lot of grit tonight. And you know how much we love this Houston team.
No McMillan, no Williams for the Red Raiders. Hawkins gets bumped by Malik Wilson. So Wilson picks up the foul.
Got to get rid of it out of those traps. Good hands.
Wilson almost took it away from Hawkins. And then Hawkins draws another foul, and it's going to be 1-1. They get Tugler that time. And that's his third. Javier Francis is going to check in to replace JoJo Tugler.
And not a good guy to foul.
Hawkins 90% from the line as Tugler sits with 3. Roberts, Tugler, Wilson all with 3. Hawkins gets the first. Wednesday we have the NBA on ESPN. The Sixers and the Knicks at 7 Eastern, and then the Rockets hosting the Spurs. NBA countdown tips off at 6:30.
Spurs trying to get into that Cooper flag race. They've just sat down Vic Wembanyama for the rest of the season.
It's a 2-point game. Roberts with Toppin on him. Roberts directing traffic. Backing down. Shot clock winding down. Uzan. Got to put it up. He does. And it goes. Milos Uzan with the bucket. He's got 17. And it ends a 2-minute and 38-second scoring drought for Houston. Inside Overton, and Roberts rebounds.
And Kevin Overton's got to finish those plays or get fouled.
Roberts trying to feed Francis inside. Roberts can't hit. That one tipped away, and Roberts into the crowd out of bounds. And it's Texas Tech basketball. Kelvin Sampson is saying it's our ball. Greg Nixon and Doug Show's having a chat, and it'll be Tech ball.
Looked like there were 8 guys on the offensive glass on that possession.
Yeah.
Texas Tech needs a streak. They need a run. They need an 8-0 run. You can't go toe-to-toe with Houston.
Toppin, some type of lower body issue he's having there. H.E. Toppin, their top player. Hawkins with the bigger Roberts on him. Hawkins.
I would drive him.
Step back, fire. That missed all of it. Wilson doesn't have numbers. Good hands there by Overton. Anderson stolen back by Wilson.
That's effort.
And now they've got some numbers at this end. And now they'll set it back up. Roberts blocked by Federico. Anderson jumper. Tipped out.
How about these possessions? It's unbelievable. The defensive intensity.
The effort and energy both ends has been impressive. Inside, Hawkins rejected. Anderson lost the handle over and back. And our under 12 timeout, 46-40.
Also reminding Walton, hey, you got to shoot the ball. We can't just rely on Anderson to be sitting up here dribbling all by himself, not being knowing who wants to take a shot.
Arsenault backing down on Overton. Terrence Arsenault. And the smallest guy in the court, Elijah Hawkins, swoops in for the rebound. Texas Tech down by 4.
4 for 21 from 3. That's great defense because if you take away the lines, it's hard to score on these guys inside.
And they draw the foul, and it'll be Hawkins at the line. Texas Tech held to 33% in the first half. They're being held to 27% in the second half. That last foul on Milos Uzan, his second.
And they have a chance to be down 2 with 10 minutes to go, with 2 all-league players sitting out tonight.
Chance McMillan and Darian Williams out. Coming up next here on ESPN, we cap our Big Monday triple header. Kansas and Colorado coming to you from Boulder. Mike Monaco, Jay Williams standing by, and they'll be on the call.
By the way, Houston wins these type of games, John. You know what I mean? They're not playing great. They're playing hard. The defense against them has been great, but Houston is a reason they've won 12 in a row on the road. This is their kind of game to steal, but they've got work to do.
Crowd has been alive all night long. Sharp feed inside. Francis gets shoved. And just the 4th team foul on Texas Tech. They got Chris Anderson. That's his second.
Well, it's been a 6-man group tonight, and they've done a good job of staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah, you do not see too many power conference games where teams playing 6.
Yeah. If you're a committee member you're watching tonight, that's a foul. Got to call that. If you're a committee member watching tonight, and I know they are, this is an impressive performance by Texas Tech. You know, Houston is absolutely a 2 seed with a chance at a 1 seed, but this Texas Tech team is not hurting itself with this effort.
Houston hasn't scored in about 3 minutes. Uzan inside, rejected by Toppin.
It's the best place I've been this year. Wouldn't you say?
It's the loudest.
Yep. Toppin, watch this here. His mom, Brenda, he gets it from mom. She's got a 6'7" wingspan. She was an outstanding player.
Francis inside, goes left-handed. It's good.
That's another guy with a pterodactyl wingspan. This is not a tall Houston team, but their length is incredible.
Toppin a 3. Francis the rebound. 4 for 22 from the three-point line for Texas Tech. Good look inside. Uzan finds Wilson, and the lead is ballooned to 6.
Well, Malik Wilson averaged 2.5 points in his 1 year at Texas Tech, and he's got more than that tonight. Just a couple weeks ago when they trailed 66-60 down the stretch, and he and LJ Cryer took over that game. Red Raiders are desperate for a basket.
Toppin inside, off the glass, wouldn't fall. Sharp has the rebound, and Cougars the other way.
Attempt.
Under 9 to go. Arsenal will try. Can't hit. Rebound, Overton. And now it's Anderson. Great defense both ways. Texas Tech. The Red Raiders have missed their last 12 shots. And a foul on the baseline. Nope, they stepped out of bounds. It was Walton.
What you're seeing from Houston right now is their incredible length. There's the pass, step out of bounds. Not only are the Red Raiders not making threes, they can't score at the rim. Even when they run good stuff, it's being negated by that great size. Size in terms of length, that is.
Yep. Francis pops out. Uzan following, off the mark. And Walton rebounds. Up ahead, Overton. At the basket, and he's fouled.
If you're in transition and you're Texas Tech, that's when you have a chance to get to the basket or pull up and shoot the three. They're not winning this game without making some threes.
Foul on Emmanuel Sharp. Kevin Overton at the line. The Drake transfer.
And he played in the NCAA tournament last year. He started 35 games as a freshman for Ben McCollum, who's now gone on. Well, he's there now. It's Darren DeVries who went to West Virginia.
Sharp. Good look inside. Francis finds Wilson. The easy bucket. Nice ball movement.
Absolutely. And what they've done right now, Houston, is they've shut the door defensively, and they're just methodically picking Texas Tech apart.
Feed inside, Overton. Off the window and in. They needed that. The lead is 5. Uzan had it knocked away. Hawkins up to Overton. And Houston takes it right back.
What a play by Emmanuel Sharp. They just keep coming at you.
Sharp at the basket. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, watch Houston. Take a look at the ball movement. Beautiful. A work of art.
.648 to go here, guys. A 5-point Houston advantage. Fran, you talked about it at the start. You didn't think that Tech could win this game by just knocking down twos. And at least thus far, they're on the short end. They're only 4 of 22 from the three-point line.
And that has something to do with these two guys out, right? Williams and McMillan, two great shooters. But it also has a lot to do with how good this Houston defense is. I got a text during the break from our friend Brent Musburger, the legend, that he said, this Houston team can win it all. And I was around him long enough to know that he knows.
Yep. Seven-point advantage under 7 to go.
Brent's just hoping that Houston covers.
Hawkins looking for some space. Anderson will try.
Nope.
Cryer pulls down the rebound.
Every shot's been contested. It's like being in a New York subway at rush hour. Hard to move.
Sharp here's Toppin popped out. Roberts, left hand floater, and that will fall. Biggest lead of the game for Houston. It's 9.
See, now they're getting sloppy. That time Toppin felt the double team coming. Was good early moving that ball, but not now.
10th turnover, Texas Tech.
I think they're absolutely frustrated right now. Down 2 men. The effort's been great, but they just can't squeeze a couple baskets against this defense.
Roberts looking for some help. Roberts goes right hand, it was short. Walton step back, that's a 3. And Houston will walk it up the court. One of the things that's been hard for Tech offensively is Houston is double team Toppin. They're playing only 6 guys, so they're asking everybody else to try and make shots.
Yeah, this is a Herculean effort. Look at that effort both ways. And that'll be a foul on Tugler, I believe.
But even just that effort stopped what would have been a fast break opportunity.
No question. Now I think we may be shooting free throws here. Yep, we will.
10 team fouls on Houston, so it'll be 2. And a foul on Tugler, his 4th with 4:47 to go. And Javier Francis is going to check in for JoJo Tugler. Christian Anderson, 77% free throw shooter. He's been quiet. 6 points on just 2 for 10 from the floor.
He's getting a take. He got a taste of it in Houston. He had 10 in that first game. Good effort there. But John, Houston shut the water off everywhere tonight.
Anderson gets them both, and they're within 7. Under 5 to go. The crowd urging on the Red Raiders. They need to stop. Cryer. Feed to Roberts. Federico on him. Roberts up and under and puts it in.
He is so crafty. He's become such a weapon offensively.
He's got a dozen, Jawan Roberts. Look at those hands. I mean, they're trying to move the ball ahead of the defenders that are chasing, and the Houston defenders still with the length able to deflect passes.
Yeah, no question. You're supposed to swing, but Houston gets to the second swing too quickly.
Walton will try.
Look at that effort by Cryer.
Cryer comes in and rips it away. And Houston with the basketball up 9, under 4 to go.
If this was a heavyweight fight, we're in round 14 right now, and the champ's ahead on points, but it's been a battle.
Roberts. And they get a foul. I believe it'll be on Kerwin Walton. Kerwin Walton picks up his 3rd. How about Juwan Roberts?
This is how you win 139 games in your career.
There's two things. They're expressionless, and the other thing is they don't seem like they're ever tired.
I know. Well, Chris told you why. It's basically, special ops workouts while you're here.
It's the VersaClimber is what it is.
They've got four great freshmen coming in this year. 3 of them are top 25 in the country. And they could have gone anywhere, and they chose Houston knowing that for the year or two they're going to be on campus, they're going to work harder than they've ever worked in their life. And it'll probably help their NBA careers.
And they'll get really good at the VersaClimber.
That's right. And playing volleyball with a weighted, whatever
the
that
med ball,
the med ball, yeah.
Hawkins here, 3.5 to go. And Toppin has been quiet here in the second half.
Look at that help. Look at that help, John. Every ball screen, there's help.
Toppin short on that shot. Gets the offensive rebound. Toppin inside and rolls it home.
It's doable. It's doable, but they're going to have to score quickly on some possessions.
59-51. Toppin with the double-double. Roberts is fouled.
This guy has just become a go-to guy. He came here 6 seasons ago. He watched a lot of good players go to work every day. He wasn't really a good offensive player until this season, but he's become not only a team leader, but they play through him because of that ability to score, and he's a great passer.
Our All-State game check-in, Milo Suzan with 17 points. Houston with 26 points in the paint. And Texas Tech on pace for what would be a season low 30% from the floor.
There's a shot.
Walton. It's down to 6. Kerwin Walton catch and shoot. Cryer step back short. Anderson finds Toppin and it's rejected.
That's amazing.
Javier Francis swats it out of bounds.
Now he's only got a 7'5" wingspan.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you something. Toppin has been attacking the basket all night, and very few people in the country can do to JT Toppin what this Houston front line is doing, because he's getting the ball deep. This is just awesome interior defense.
Walton with Uzan draped all over him. Hawkins.
They need a 3 here if they can get one.
Toppin short. And Roberts rebounds the miss, and then a foul on Chris Anderson. And it'll be 1 and 1 at the other end.
It's not a bad foul because Roberts can struggle at the line. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in the last minute 50. But the effort by Texas Tech, shorthanded tonight, has been phenomenal. And then when you're Houston, you go on the road and you take everybody's best shot.
No Chance McMillan, no Darian Williams. Their second and third leading scorers respectively after Toppin. And the 6-year senior Roberts knocks it down.
Came from the U.S. Virgin Islands. He lived with his aunt in Killeen, Texas, right down the road from Waco, Shoemaker High School. He was the first and only scholarship offer. Kelvin saw him and said, I don't know how good this kid's going to be, but he's our kind of guy.
He's made 10 free throws here tonight. Walton catch and shoot. Gets another. Sharp with Walton on him. On their feet at United Supermarkets Arena. Shot clock winding down. Cryer had it knocked away. Hawkins, he lost it, but he's fouled. 1:12 to go. The foul on Emmanuel Sharp.
Yeah, this guy's a program guy. Kerwin Walton, he started his career at North Carolina, and then right here, Sharp, you know, he's hustling, but you're fouling a guy who is a great foul shooter right there.
Elijah Hawkins 90% from the line. 1:12 to go. It's a 5-point game. Rolls it home. Tugler replaces Francis for Houston.
Yeah, this kid from DC, this is not pressure when you think about him growing up in that tough city.
Gets them both. Oh! Uzan almost lost it.
I'll tell you what, that ball was not in his possession. That's interesting. They gave him the timeout, but he was about to lose the ball. And Greg Nixon, take a look now. Now the official, he raised his hand on the baseline, Greg Nixon, and we got a legit timeout.
Patrick Mahomes. Red Raiders within 3. All right, Zubin, yeah, look forward to the Jayhawks and the Buffs. All right, Fran, explain why he was granted that timeout there.
Well, under 2 minutes on a live ball, that's when the coach can call a timeout. Kelvin Sampson signaling a timeout. Greg Nixon sees it, raises his hand before Houston loses the ball. Good piece of officiating right there, because that almost was a catastrophe for the Cougars.
(62-59), 106 to go.
All right, now 2 things. They've gone to Roberts most of the year in these situations, but lately Cryer has been the closer.
1 minute to go. Cryer with Anderson on him. Cryer looking for space. Lost the handle. Cryer, kick out. Uzan, got it. Oh boy. Milos Uzan with a huge 3.
He stared his coach down, like to say, I got you.
And it's quieted the crowd. Hawkins from deep. Sharp rebounds.
Got a foul.
And they get that foul. Milos Uzan with a season high 20 points.
His coach has been on his butt all season. When he hits this shot, he looks over at his coach as to say, I got you.
20 points matches a career high that he had at Oklahoma, and a chance here to set a new career high.
That was a shot. Well, I mean, what an effort by Texas Tech. It's the toughest, hardest playing game I've been a part of this year. You too?
Yeah, I feel like you've been elbowing me a little bit extra here tonight. Anderson.
You've been fouling me all night.
Fair. Out of bounds. And it'll be Texas Tech basketball, 14.8 to go. Our player of the game is brought to you by Phillips 66, Milos Uzan. A career high 22 for the kid from Las Vegas, Nevada. Anderson fires, and he'll shoot 3 as they get the foul on Tugler.
Well, they're going to make history tonight, Houston.
Tugler is fouled out. First team to win regular season championship the first 2 years of joining a major conference since 1923.
Let me guess.
Who was that?
Brent Musburger told me this. He covered them, and he thought it was this Idaho team. And he didn't think they were the best team in their conference that year in the PCC. Thought it was Oregon, but that's 100 years of history right there. And what an effort by this Houston team since they came into the Big 12, huh?
I mean, think about it. Not only are they coming into a new league and a power league, this has been the best league in college basketball over the course of the last 6 years. This year, the SEC.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, over the course of the last 5-6 years, it's been pretty clear.
Actually, 9 out of 11 years.
Yeah. Houston calls timeout. Uzan to inbound. Uzan knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, that was very close to a 5 right there.
Yep. Cryer is trapped. And he's fouled. And L.J. Cryer will march to the other end.
And he's about to make history. He's one of a rare group of players who will win 4 regular season Big 12 titles. And you can imagine that the other guys that did it all played at Kansas.
Yeah.
2 at Baylor, and now his second transferring home to the Houston area.
He was quiet here tonight, but again, he can do so many things for them, including being a ball handler, and he knocked down just that 1 3, but they got what they needed out of everybody else, including Milos Uzan, a career high 22. Juwan Roberts with 16.
Yep, and John, when they lost to Auburn in the second game of the season, they had no closer. Cryer wasn't ready for it, as was Uzan.
Overton inbounds. Walton fires it up. And that's that. Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars gain a measure of revenge and